The Sons of Chapo refers to the group led by the sons of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the infamous leader of the Sinaloa Cartel. This group, also known as Los Chapitos, has been involved in various violent and criminal activities, including drug trafficking and territorial disputes. El Chapo's son, Ovidio Guzman, has been a significant figure in the Sinaloa Cartel since his father's capture. The video mostly highlights the brutal torture of individuals who are victims of Los Chapitos. The content is described as horrifying, depicting extreme violence and cruelty. Such videos are often used by cartels as a method of intimidation and psychological warfare against rivals and authorities, as well as to create fear in the general populace. Despite El Chapo being in prison, his influence continues through his sons, particularly Ovidio Guzman. The main purpose of releasing such a video is to intimidate rivals and assert dominance. It sends a clear message to other cartels and criminal organizations about the severe consequences of opposing Los Chapitos. This type of content is also aimed at law enforcement and government authorities, showcasing the cartel's ruthlessness and capacity for violence. It serves as a warning to deter aggressive actions against them. The graphic nature of the video is intended to spread fear among the public. By demonstrating their willingness to commit extreme acts of violence, Los Chapitos aim to discourage cooperation with law enforcement and create an atmosphere of terror in areas under their influence. While the specifics of the video are not detailed, this recording clearly shows victims being interrogated, tortured, and ultimately killed. Victims are the members of rival cartels, individuals accused of betrayal, or those who have defied the cartel's orders. The torture methods they commonly use are often gruesome and intended to shock. This could include physical beatings, mutilations, and other forms of severe physical abuse. These videos are usually disseminated through various channels, including social media platforms, encrypted messaging apps, and dark websites. The goal is to ensure wide distribution, reaching not only their intended targets, but also the general public and law enforcement agencies. The use of modern technology allows these videos to spread rapidly, ensuring that the message of terror reaches a broad audience quickly. Smart, right? The release of such a video typically gets immediate responses from law enforcement agencies. Efforts to track the source of the video, identify the victims, and apprehend those responsible are intensified. Authorities might also increase security measures in regions affected by the cartel's activities and provide support to communities to counteract the fear and disruption caused by the video. Such videos often provoke strong reactions from the public and media. There is usually a widespread outcry against the brutality and calls for stronger measures to combat the cartels. Media coverage can vary, but responsible reporting focuses on the impact of the violence and the ongoing efforts to address the cartel threat, avoiding the glorification of the violence depicted. The recently surfaced video has brought to light a chilling episode involving a young man who outwardly appears unassuming but is revealed to be a dangerous criminal with ties to Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the notorious leader of the Sinaloa Cartel. This revelation underscores the far-reaching influence of the cartel, extending even into realms as unexpected as the entertainment industry. No wonder the drug cartel led by Chapo Guzman is one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Mexico. In the video, it becomes apparent that one of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's sons orchestrated the torture of a prominent Mexican singer. The singer's identity remains undisclosed due to safety concerns and the sensitive nature of the case, but the incident serves as a stark reminder of the brutal enforcement tactics employed by the Sinaloa Cartel. The cartel's willingness to resort to such extreme measures highlights its determination to maintain control over various facets of Mexican society. By targeting a figure from the entertainment industry, the cartel sends a clear message that no one, regardless of their public stature or profession, is beyond their reach. Through acts of extreme violence and coercion, they seek to solidify their grip on power and dissuade any form of dissent or opposition. Following the capture of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman in 2016, the Sinaloa Cartel's criminal operations persisted with unabated intensity, underscoring the formidable challenges in combating one of Mexico's most powerful and entrenched criminal organizations. El Chapo's apprehension was a significant milestone in the global fight against drug trafficking and organized crime. His arrest, however, did not signal the end of the Sinaloa Cartel's influence or activities. Instead, it marked an important moment where leadership dynamics within the cartel shifted, with El Chapo's sons, particularly Ovidio Guzman Lopez, assuming prominent roles. This transition underscored the cartel's ability to adapt and maintain operational continuity despite the capture of its notorious leader. The subsequent extradition of El Chapo to the United States highlighted the international dimensions of the cartel's reach and influence. The extradition process itself was fraught with legal complexities and diplomatic negotiations, illustrating the extensive efforts required to bring such high-profile criminals to justice across borders. The involvement of Chapo's son in cartel activities shows the deep-rooted issues in Mexico's battle against drug lords. The cartel's resilience and ability to sustain its operations post-El Chapo's capture demonstrated its strong infrastructure and broad influence across Mexico and beyond. The organization continued to engage in drug trafficking, extortion, and violent confrontations with rival cartels and law enforcement agencies. This ongoing criminal activity highlighted the cartel's persistent threat to public safety and the rule of law in affected regions. Furthermore, the Sinaloa Cartel's ability to evade law enforcement and maintain its operational capabilities indicated its sophisticated network of operatives, logistical support, and corruption ties within governmental institutions. In October 2019, Ovidio Guzman Lopez, son of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, was arrested in Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, in a highly dramatic operation. His arrest triggered violent clashes between the Sinaloa Cartel members and Mexican security forces. The cartel's response was so forceful that it overwhelmed the government's efforts, leading authorities to release Ovidio to prevent further bloodshed and protect civilians. This incident, known as the Culiacanazo, underscored the immense power and influence the cartel still holds, capable of dictating outcomes through sheer violence and intimidation. Reports emerged indicating that Ovidio Guzman chose to collaborate with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, as an informant. This cooperation proved invaluable, as Ovidio provided crucial information that helped the DEA apprehend key members of the Sinaloa Cartel. His insights into the cartel's operations and hierarchy facilitated targeted arrests and disrupted their illegal activities significantly. This partnership between Ovidio and the DEA illustrates the intricate and covert methods used by law enforcement to infiltrate and dismantle major criminal organizations. It highlights the complexities and risks involved in gathering intelligence and conducting operations against powerful cartels like the Sinaloa Cartel. In a landmark legal proceeding, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole at a maximum security facility in Colorado. This sentencing marked the culmination of extensive international law enforcement efforts spanning years. El Chapo, once considered among the world's most notorious drug lords, faced charges encompassing drug trafficking, money laundering, and involvement in violent criminal activities. Despite El Chapo's incarceration, the Sinaloa Cartel persists as a formidable entity within the global drug trade. The cartel's resilience underscores its sophisticated organizational structure and widespread operational reach, which extend across multiple countries. Even with its leader behind bars, the cartel maintains significant influence over illicit drug markets, leveraging long-standing networks and corrupt ties to sustain its operations. In response to the ongoing threat posed by the Sinaloa Cartel, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, initiated a comprehensive operation aimed at dismantling the cartel's infrastructure. This operation includes targeted efforts to arrest key individuals associated with the cartel's leadership and operational activities. By disrupting key figures within the cartel's hierarchy, law enforcement agencies seek to disrupt supply chains, seize illicit assets, and mitigate the cartel's ability to conduct business. The DEA's strategy against the Sinaloa Cartel reflects a broader international effort to combat transnational organized crime. Cooperation among law enforcement agencies across borders is crucial in sharing intelligence, coordinating operations, and enforcing legal measures to dismantle criminal networks. Such efforts aim not only to apprehend individual criminals, but also to weaken the structural foundations of criminal organizations like the Sinaloa Cartel. Furthermore, the impact of El Chapo's life sentence serves as a symbolic blow to the cartel's leadership and morale. It sends a message that even the most powerful figures within criminal enterprises are not beyond the reach of justice. However, the persistent operational capabilities of the Sinaloa Cartel highlight the ongoing challenges in combating organized crime networks that adapt to law enforcement strategies and capitalize on vulnerabilities within legal systems. While Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's imprisonment represents a significant milestone in the fight against international drug trafficking, the enduring influence of the Sinaloa Cartel underscores the complexity and persistence of the challenges faced by law enforcement worldwide. Efforts to disrupt and dismantle criminal organizations require sustained vigilance, strategic coordination, and comprehensive approaches that address the underlying factors driving illicit activities. The story of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman and the Sinaloa Cartel shows us a relentless conflict between law enforcement and organized crime. Despite El Chapo's life sentence in a maximum security prison, the cartel remains a dominant force in the global drug trade, demonstrating its resilience and adaptability. The extensive efforts by international law enforcement agencies, such as the DEA, to dismantle the cartel's operations have been ongoing but face many challenges. The legacy of El Chapo and the ongoing presence of the Sinaloa Cartel serve as reminders of the complexities and persistence of global challenges posed by organized crime. As law enforcement continues its efforts to disrupt criminal enterprises, the story of El Chapo and the Sinaloa Cartel remains a focal point in understanding the broader impacts and ongoing efforts to safeguard communities from the harmful effects of illicit drugs and organized criminal activities.